wrestle through these questions and come to this understanding about who God is and what He has for her life. Hi there. Hi.
My name is Julie, and I have struggled most of my life with anxiety and panic disorder. As I grew into adulthood, I also developed bouts of depression that clouded my thoughts and interfered with my life. A few years ago, I had a major depressive episode that I just couldn't seem to shake. I had feelings of self-loathing and shame because I was not able to snap myself out of it and just be normal. I would get stuck in my own head, and I felt frustrated and angry with myself because I was not being the perfect mother who had it all together. Oh, I tried to put on that mask to the outside world that I had everything under control, that I had a great marriage, perfect kids, perfect life. But inside I was cracking, and I had a gaping hole in my heart that I did not know how to fill. I found I was absolutely powerless over my depression and anxious thoughts. During this difficult time in my life, I somehow began to convince myself that my husband and two precious children would be better off without me. If I couldn't be a perfect mom and wife, they certainly deserved better than what I could offer. This distorted, destructive thinking eventually led me to attempt to take my own life. It was a desperate act, and at the time I felt it was the only option I had available to stop the misery and pain. Talk about a low point in my life. I was horribly heartbroken, desperately sad, and so ashamed of my actions, and yet I was completely powerless to change my circumstances. When I walked into the doors of Kensington Celebrate Recovery, I was a broken person, searching and looking for any kind of hope. It was there that I came to realize that God forgives me for all my past actions and loves me unconditionally. I joined a small group step study and soon developed a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. I learned to lean on Him for strength and peace when my anxious and negative thoughts got the best of me. For the first time in a very long time, I had a glimmer of hope. By reading scripture, surrendering myself to God, and working the 12 steps, I was able to gain relief and some freedom from my negative thought patterns. Soon I noticed I was taking less and less anxiety medication. I was actually feeling joyful and was excited about the future. I became a calmer, more centered mom and wife, and went from just surviving and barely getting by in this world to actually thriving. God knew exactly what I needed, and I believe He surrounded me with this amazing community of believers at Kensington and Celebrate Recovery to keep me encouraged and moving forward on my journey. This group is near and dear to my heart, and I am continually amazed at how God transforms lives and offers people freedom from their hurts, hang-ups, and habits, just as He did for me. Since turning my life over to Christ 2 years ago, it will be 2 years tomorrow actually, my life has changed dramatically. I no longer hide from the world, anxious and bound by fear. God has filled that gaping hole in my heart and has given me a purpose. I am now the Encourager Coach leader for Celebrate Recovery, planning social and outreach events, and also encouraging and mentoring women who have anxiety, depression, codependency, and other issues. I'm dedicated to giving back to this ministry that has changed my life and helping others who may be lost and hurting, just as I was. God also gave me a crazy idea to run the Detroit Free Press Marathon this year and raise money for the Hope Water Project. Over a 6-month period, I went from never running a day in my life to completing my first 26.2-mile marathon. This past October, raising over $2,000 for clean water in Kenya. God has certainly taken me out of my comfort zone, and I'm doing things I never ever would have done before in my life, like being up here and speaking to you. But the joy and peace I have now is priceless, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you.
I think the thing that we've already mentioned that is in your story is you talk about going from surviving to thriving. And we talked a little before the service started, but just share how you really feel like you got to that place.
Yeah, I felt like I was just kind of surviving in this world. I went to Kensington for years and years, 15 plus years. And when I would come to church on Sunday and I would hear about surrendering your life over to God, and I wanted to do that, I just did not know how to do that. And I feel like by working the 12 steps that Celebrate Recovery, working the 8 principles, life healing choices, I was able to find a pathway to get there, to find that freedom.
And I think there's still this misconception that Celebrate Recovery is maybe for people that are heavily addicted to something or going through like a major life crisis. Can you talk a little bit about Celebrate Recovery and really who it's for?
Yeah, really, Celebrate Recovery is for anybody dealing with any kind of hurt, hang-up, or habit, anger, anxiety, depression, codependency, workaholism, perfectionism, so many different, procrastination, so many different issues.
So
it's for everybody. You can all go and check it out and find healing there.
Thank you. I know this is taking you out of your comfort zone. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you.